Oh, hi. The never-ending to-do list. You know, this life as an entrepreneur and small business owner can be tough sometimes. We all want to watch our businesses grow and become more successful, but every once in a while we're just not exactly sure what we need to do next in order to level up. And so last year, we made a really big investment in ourselves and in our company by hiring a private business coach. It was an awesome experience. When I launched this business about 6 years ago, I had a business mentor, which was great. It was somebody that really helped me to get all those pieces in place for a new startup, develop policies and procedures that would allow me to level up and to grow, and to make sure I had the right people on my team to be as productive as possible. But this business coaching experience was a little bit different. We looked for somebody that knew our industry very well. Somebody that was going to fully understand the marketing landscape we needed to be in, what our audience was looking for, and what all of the different details were going to be to get us to where we wanted to go. I wanted to share with you today the biggest takeaways that we had from that experience because, like I said, it has changed me, it's changed my business, and it's something I highly recommend that everybody invest in because I promise it's going to change things for you too. Okay, so before I get started on my biggest takeaways, I wanted to kind of preface this with a little bit of an understanding of how we worked with our coach. Well, and who is our coach? So we were fortunate enough to work with Sue B. Zimmerman, the Instagram expert, and her amazing team, Rachel and Morgan. We did all of our calls virtually. They're actually spread out around the country, and we're out here in Chicagoland, so that gave us the opportunity to connect. We just did a Zoom meeting. So your business coach doesn't even need to be in your immediate area. With technology today, they can be anywhere, and you're going to get just as much out of that experience. So demographics aren't going to stop you from getting the best coach out there. We were really lucky. I think we got the best coach out there. So one of the reasons I decided to do this, and my biggest takeaway from all of this, was accountability. Being the owner of the company, I have a partner as well. Nobody's really holding us accountable except for ourselves, and I need more than that. I need somebody to have expectations for me and to hold me to the things that I say I'm going to do. And having a coach really did that for me. So much so that when our coaching session was all done, I actually felt a really big loss because I didn't feel like I had somebody that cared that much about what I was accomplishing in a day. So that accountability factor was a really big deal for me. Another reason that I loved the experience was because I had a group, an actual team that could brainstorm with me. When we were coming up with content topics and lead magnet topics and all of the different aspects that we wanted to build into our marketing strategy, I had some very experienced, educated, and awesome people on my side that really helped me to widen the scope of the types of things that we would offer, why we would offer them, based on who our audience was that we were really trying to reach. It was a really great experience. And then, of course, having a second set of eyes on that content once we developed it was priceless. It was a little different than just asking someone maybe within the office or, maybe a business associate, because you knew that they were really looking at this, taking your success so personal, because my success was their success, and that was obvious from the beginning. So that second set of eyes on all of our content was really valuable to us to make sure we were heading in the right direction. So in addition to those things, there was a couple unexpected benefits that came out of our coaching session. So one of them was that I was able to dramatically expand my network. Working with Sue allowed me to go into a circle of other influencers where I was building really valuable relationships with some pretty awesome people because Sue was able to make that introduction. Really, really valuable in my industry. One of the even more surprising things were the leads that I got from working with her. As I was meeting other people, we actually have worked with a number of Sue's other clients. We've brought clients into our practice that we've met through workshops and networking and things that we did with her. That was a huge benefit. We are actually making money on the money that we invested. How cool. So looking for somebody to coach you that has that network and those people they can introduce you to, huge value. Another thing that I loved, especially working with Morgan and Rachel, were all the new resources they introduced us to. I mean, let's face it, there are so many different apps and websites and tools to make business a little bit easier to conduct. And in a normal day, we only get to test out so many of them. But working with a completely new set of team members introduced us to some new resources that have been really valuable in our business as well. So another added benefit. So we all want to set goals in our businesses, right? Every good business owner's got goals they're trying to achieve. But by working with a team or working with a private business coach, I really felt like our goals became much more reasonable. We were able to work with somebody that actually knew the outcomes that we should expect, that prevented us from being disappointed, but also really inspired us to get our work done so we could get closer and closer to reaching those goals. In many occasions, I found our goals were a little too high, or maybe our goals were too low. So working with a private coach really helped us to get everything in place where it should be and have reasonable, achievable goals to work towards while we were working together. I also loved the brutally honest feedback that you get from a business coach, because at the end of the day, they're not worried about hurting your feelings. They're worried about you not being successful. And in our normal lives, I think people are a little more concerned about your feelings and the relationship you have with them. And I needed honesty. I needed to know that all the work that we were putting into the things we were creating were being done the right way, were being phrased the right way. And that honest feedback, big deal. So as the owner of the business here at Think Big Go Local, you're kind of sitting on the top of the food chain, right? And that's great. That can be a great feeling. But the challenge in that is that nobody's challenging you. In that you come in and maybe you have your head wrapped around the game more than anybody else in your office. And maybe you are the expert in your particular division in the company. And therefore, there's not always people challenging you on a daily basis. Working with a business coach, I always felt challenged. I was given tasks and projects to complete that challenged me. I was being put in a different mindset, the way I thought about business, the way I thought about my audience, about the revenue we were generating. I was being challenged in every single phone call, and that was a little bit different for me, and I loved it. Because we can get a little complacent as business owners sometimes when we aren't answering to a boss or having somebody over us that's putting those challenges on our plate. So having that in our business coach was a really big deal to you. To me, it'll be a big deal to you too. And then finally, probably the best part of having a business coach was immediately they had me raise my prices. They were able to look at our skill set, what we do, how we serve our customers, and say, oh my gosh, Bobby, bring it up. So from our very first meeting, we dramatically increased the revenue that we were bringing in on a monthly basis with all of our clients. Because again, we had that honest feedback. We had an expert in the industry that was able to look at our services and really help us to place value on that. That was awesome for our business. We kind of live in a small town out here. Sometimes you're worried a little bit about getting work based on price, and they were really helping to help us break through that. And we were so appreciative because now every new client is more revenue, more valuable to our business. Now I'm going to be really honest with you. Having a coach was a really big investment of time and of money. And it was so worth it. We look back all the time on the things that we accomplished during that time period that we had a coach, a team of coaches actually on our side, and we did some amazing things that are going to change our business from now going forward. And that investment is going to pay itself off over and over and over again because we were able to really put some hardcore things into place that build our authority, build our email list, build our reach and visibility, all big wins for our company. So make the investment, find somebody that's good. Definitely you want to ask other people that have used that coach, get references, read reviews. My gosh, follow them everywhere. Take a look at what they're doing and the kind of engagement they're getting from their network. I think that's really telling as to what they're going to be able to offer to you. So I want you to really vet that coach, but I am really encouraging small business owners to get that person on their team so that you can take your business to the next level. I don't want to see any of you stuck in the same place. We're doing this for freedom, for the freedom to generate revenue without working so hard, and the freedom to come into the office when we want to, take vacations when we want to. But in order to do all that, all the right components need to be in the right place. Hiring a business coach will do that. So, before I sign off here, you guys, I'm going to throw a huge shout out once again to Subi Zimmerman and her team. We so appreciated working with them. We appreciate the friendship we developed with them, the support, the guidance, the challenging, all of it was so valuable. And honestly, I miss it a lot. And I have a feeling that the next time we hit that space, they're getting a phone call. We'll be working together again as we take Think Big, Go Local up one more notch. I hope you guys do the same.